Hi, I'm Pham. Welcome to the CuriosityBased channel. Today we're going to talk about how asking for help can actually deepen relationships. Now, before we get started, please subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. You can find the links in the description below. Now, let's go deep. Do you like asking for help? If you're like most people, you're probably going to say no. A lot of people I talk to and ask, hey, do you like asking for help? When was the last time you asked someone for help who wasn't obligated to help you? Someone who you knew wasn't going to say yes. How did you feel about that? And a lot of people say, I don't like doing it. It feels uncomfortable. It feels vulnerable to me. And so I actually think that we can reframe asking for help as deepening and as creating an opportunity to deepen a relationship. So think about this motion. That's offering help. Here's the motion to ask for help. It's the same motion. And so it's actually just two different sides of the same motion. Giving help is asking for help. And asking for help is a way to deepen relationships. Let's talk a little bit about the resistance to asking for help. I hear people say, what if someone says no? What if they think I'm weak? What if they think I'm incapable or I'm not able to do it by myself? What if they start to feel sorry for me and they start to think negatively of me? There's all these thoughts that are running through our mind that actually prevent us from asking for help. Now, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel when someone asks you for help? How do you feel when someone asks you for help? Now, if you're like most people I've talked to, we like being asked for help. It makes us feel needed. It makes us feel trusted. That person is making themselves vulnerable and asking us for a hand. It's so interesting how even though we feel good when we're being asked for help, we feel bad when we're asking for help. So I actually think that asking for help creates an opportunity to deepen a relationship. This is actually called the Ben Franklin effect. It comes from an example of there was a person in Ben Franklin's life who he sensed didn't really like him. And then one day, Ben Franklin asked to borrow a book, and then he gladly lends him that book, and then afterwards they actually start to have a relationship. And that shows how people will feel better about being asked for help, and that can actually lead to deepening relationships more so than being offered help. I've also applied this to my own life. For much of my adult life, I've not owned a car. And so oftentimes to get around, I do rideshare, or I take public transit, or I find a way of walking. And I also will ask for rides. Now, sometimes it can feel awkward for me to ask for a ride, especially from someone who I don't know very well. And I do give myself a little pep talk and say, Julie, you're giving this person an opportunity to deepen a relationship. And so I will ask, and sometimes they say no, and most often people gladly say yes. And I've developed so many friendships because someone said yes to my ask for a ride, and we'll have that one-on-one time in the car to get to know each other. And oftentimes even the ride home and sitting outside of my building and having these long conversations that we wouldn't have otherwise had. And I've deepened a lot of friendships that way. So I want you to think about someone who you want to deepen a relationship with. And is there something that you can ask of that person? Perhaps it's some advice. Perhaps it's listening to you. Go talk about a problem that you're having. Perhaps it is a ride somewhere or some kind of favor that you can ask. And you'd be surprised how that might open that person up to deepening a relationship. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to hit that like button and also leave some comments for us. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And also turn on the notification bell so that you will be alerted when we get new posts. I'm Julie Pham. This is the Curiosity-Based channel. I hope you will think of someone you want to deepen a relationship with, and you will do so by asking that person for some help.